Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Morning Report is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This morning we'll tell you about students nationwide observing a walkout on a scale not seen in generations, the end of Toys R Us after decades of being the it place for kids, and more. Today is Thursday, March 15th, and this is the Morning Report. Declaring enough is enough, tens of thousands of young people from Maine to California walked out of school to demand action on gun violence Wednesday in one of the biggest student protests since the Vietnam era. Braving snow in some places and school discipline in some others, students carried signs, chanted slogans, and bowed their heads in memory of the shooting victims everywhere. Around the nation, students left class at 10 a.m. local time for at least 17 minutes, 1 minute for each of the Parkland victims. At some schools, students didn't go outside but lined the hallways, gathered in gyms and auditoriums, or wore orange, the color used by the movement against gun violence, or maroon, the school color at Stoneman Douglas. Over and over, students declared that too many young people have died and that they are tired of going to school afraid of getting killed. The walkouts also drew support from companies such as Viacom, who paused programming on MTV, BET, and its other networks for 17 minutes during the walkouts. While the NRA responded by tweeting a photo of a black rifle similar in style to the weapon of choice in Parkland, captioned, "I'll control my own guns, thank you." Other protests planned in the coming weeks include the March for Our Lives rally, which organizers say is expected to draw hundreds of thousands to the nation's capital on March 24th. The FBI is doubling the number of supervisors assigned to review tips received from the public as the agency tries to prevent mass shootings like the ones we're all too familiar with at this point. Testifying before a Senate committee, the agency admitted it could have and should have done more to investigate the information it received prior to the shooting that left 17 dead in Florida. The FBI received at least 2 credible tips that the Florida shooting suspect had, quote, a desire to kill and access to guns and could be plotting an attack, but agents failed to investigate. Besides the FBI lapses, Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel has said his office received more than 20 calls about the accused gunman in the past few years. But the FBI acknowledged it mishandled separate tips related to the shooter. The FBI received a call in January from a woman who identified herself as a close friend of the shooter's family, expressing deep concern about the intentions of the future shooter. The operator conducted a search of databases and found the closed lead out of Mississippi. She consulted with her supervisor and the matter was closed. An FBI spokesman at the hearing admitted he did not know why the information was not forwarded to the local law enforcement. Toys R Us is headed towards shuttering its U.S. operations, jeopardizing the job of some 30,000 employees while spelling the end for a toy chain known to generations of Toys R Us kids. The closing of the company's 740 U.S. stores over the coming months will finalize the downfall of the chain that succumbed to heavy debt and relentless trends that undercut its business, from online shopping to mobile games. Besides its employees, the company's troubles have affected toy makers Mattel and Hasbro, which are big suppliers to the chain. But the liquidation will likely have a bigger impact on smaller toy makers who rely on the chain for sales. The company, which dominated in the toy store business in the 1980s and early 90s, is now planning to file liquidation papers with the bankruptcy court hearing on Thursday. And that was the Morning Report for today. I'm Bri Walling. The Morning Report airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. right here at NaplesHerald.com. And don't forget to check out our lunch break that also airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Thank you for watching.